So watch closely now as I put the girl in the box. We're gonna lock her in this box. You're gonna see it nice and close too. Alrighty, now we have to lock her up because sometimes she changes her mind. There we go. Let's lock her little feet up. And lock her head up, because all that beautiful hair and that scarf on. Now we are ready to saw. Okay, gonna watch? Okay, let's have a look at her. Put your hand out. Have a look at your feet. Wiggle your toes. She seems to be all right, doesn't she? All right, tell you what. We'll separate the body. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Well, let me have a look. Would you like to have a look at yourself? There's your feet. Shall we put her back together again? Okay, wiggle your foot. You all right? Tuck your hand in. Let's hope it heals up. Now we remove the blades. Sharp, you know. All right, now then, you okay? Let's see how she is.
Sometimes you take off because you don't want to still be around when people come to their senses. Not me, I was never built for running, but I knew that you run faster when racing other people than when running on your own. With a little imagination and no small amount of effort, I straight away pitted myself against an imaginary Usain Bolt right in the middle of the squatter camp. The camp, an extension of the township, had twice been bulldozed by local authorities in the past, but always returned bigger, energized with a great desperation among its dwellers, who were angrier and more disqualified from regular society than before. Instead of streets and avenues in the rectangular form that is favored by town planners, the camp was only one dusty, nameless road that meandered and crisscrossed itself many times over. Sometimes the road took a sharp bend when it was blocked by a cluster of tin-roofed houses. But even on such bends, I was flying at full pelts, and with a little more effort, my heels would have been touching the back of my head. I was breathing down Bolt's neck. I could only maintain my pace for so long against a super athlete. When my legs could not cope, I lost the strength to restrain myself and started laughing my head off. I did not know why I was laughing. It just felt right. I could not say why the situation that I had fled was funny, but I knew it was. Like reading a poem, the good ones speak to you before you have even understood what they are all about.
Por una nueva problemática artística en Latinoamérica. ¿Ha existido la fotografía artística mexicana? Breve y servicial instructivo para convertirse en México en un admirable crítico de arte. Sobre el nuevo cine nacional. De colonizaciones e independencias. De colonizaciones e independencias. Breve y servicial instructivo para convertirse en México en un admirable crítico de arte. ¿Ha existido la fotografía artística mexicana? Por una nueva problemática artística en Latinoamérica.
Number one, what do we desire when we desire other people? Not them, something else. Sometimes momentum is too much. It's funny that what makes life shorter buys you time. A day becomes generative by way of its punctures. Touch is the first act of possession. At the same time, real love is a don't touch, yet almost touching. I am interested in how bodies can refuse, and how I can say, do not touch me, and at once speak about issues beyond my immediate body. Number two, if under misogynistic eyes, my female body is defined by its puncture, the romantic, if not logical appeals in boring one hole after another until what lurks behind begins to seep through is not lost. It can be difficult to know when to stop chiseling. I am interested in how bodies can refuse. Number three, in my yoga class, as I stretch my abused body, unfurling into a snake in a room full of women, panting on command, not as one, we are told to focus on what is precious and worthy, that which will rid us of what is toxic. I think of you. I think of how you are not damaging, but could be, as I have etched you into what I expect to come. I contemplate pickling you in a jar to slow the process. The tool for punishment becomes the scar itself. There are no whipping marks, just whip, as if handle or handler has vanished. Do not cling to me. Do not hold on to me. Do not approach me. Number four, I swipe on you and my blood gushes into you, and your microalkali aluminosilicate fragments seep into my flesh, transmitting DNAs that are foreign to both of us. Yours from deep down under the earth's crust, and mine from deep down in the ancestral time. I feel you under my skin. I touch you, but you can never be touched. I feel you under my skin. I touch you, but you can never be touched. Number five, now observe his chest rise as he inhales. And now exhale. You are breathing in unison. Now focus on each other's eyes. Silently greet each other with a smile or nod. Good. Now step closer to one another. A, place your hands on B's chest. Kiss. And B, place your arms around A. I can say, do not touch me, and at once speak about issues beyond my immediate body. At the same time, real love is a don't touch, yet almost touching. Touch is the first act of possession. At the same time, real love is a don't touch, yet almost touching. I feel you under my skin. I touch you, but you can never be touched.
नमस्कार, आज की मुख्य समाचार इस प्रकार थे। एक भारतीय और एक पाकिस्तानी व्यक्ति के बीच एक जटिल समस्या उत्पन्न हो गई है। हमारे विशेष संवाददाता बताते हैं कि दोनों व्यक्ति परस्पर प्रतिवेशी हैं। समस्या का जड़ इस प्रकार है। भारतीय व्यक्ति के पास एक मुर्गी है और हर दिन वो अपने घर के सामने उद्यान में झांक कर देखता है कि मुर्गी ने अंडे उत्पन्न किया है या नहीं। संवाददाता बताता है कि कल जब भारतीय अंडे लेने के विचार से उठे तो उन्होंने देखा कि उसकी मुर्गी ने उसके प्रतिवेशी पाकिस्तानी व्यक्ति के उद्यान में अंडे उत्पन्न किया है।
Today's latest news. A strange problem has arisen between a Pakistani and an Indian. Our witnesses say that both are neighbors. Between them is a border that is not difficult to cross. The argument between them is as follows. The Pakistani owned a chicken, and every morning he used to check whether the chicken had laid an egg or not. Witnesses say an unusual incident happened yesterday morning. The chicken crossed the border and laid the egg in the Indian neighbor's territory. When the Pakistani woke up in the morning, he noticed that the egg was in the territory of the Indian. Before he could get the egg, the neighbor had already claimed it. He protested, but the Indian said the egg belonged to him as it was laid in his territory.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम। आज की ताज़ा खबर। एक हिंदुस्तानी और एक पाकिस्तानी के दरमियान एक अजब मसला खड़ा हुआ है। हमारे नामानिगार का कहना है कि दोनों अशखास पड़ोसी हैं। उनके बाएं बाव को एक ऐसी हद तकसीम करती है जिसको पार करना मुश्किल नहीं है। दोनों के दरमियान इस तार की वजह कुछ इस तरह है। पाकिस्तानी एक बेहद हुब्बुल वतन मुर्गी का मालिक था और वो हर रोज़ सुबह उठकर पहली चीज़ ये मालूम करता था कि मुर्गी ने अंडा दिया कि नहीं। नामानिगार का ये कहना है कि कल सुबह अजीब हादसा पेश आया। मुर्गी के दिल में न जाने क्या आया कि उसने पाकिस्तानी हद पार की और अंडा हिंदुस्तानी पड़ोसी के घर के हदों में दे आई। पाकिस्तानी जब सुबह उठा तो क्या देखता है कि अंडा उसके हाथों से बाहर हिंदुस्तानी इलाके में है। इससे पहले कि वो अंडे पर हाथ जताता, पड़ोसी अंडे पर कब्जा कर चुका था। उसने इस हरकत पर मुज़ाहमत का इजहार किया, मगर हिंदुस्तानी का ये कहना था कि अंडा उसकी मिल्कियत है क्योंकि ये उसकी ज़मीन में है।
भारतीय ने प्रस्ताव रखा है, हमारे बॉस में ऐसे विवादों का सरल उपाय है। मैं तुम्हारे मुंह पर वार करता हूँ और फिर हम इस बात को नाते कि तुम्हारे उठ खड़े होने तक कितना समय, इसके पश्चात तुम मुझ पर उसी प्रकार से प्रतिघात करते हो जैसे कि मैंने तुम पर वार किया। अगर मेरे उठने तक अधिक समय व्यतीत होता है तो विजय तुम्हीं को प्राप्त होगा और मैं पराजित होऊंगा। पाकिस्तानी व्यक्ति इस योजना के अनुसार काम करने के लिए प्रस्तुत हुआ। भारतीय व्यक्ति ने भारी जूते पहने और फिर उसने पाकिस्तानी पर आक्रमण किया। उसके मस्तिष्क पर गहरा आघात किया। पाकिस्तानी व्यक्ति के आघात की अत्यंत पीड़ा से तोड़ गए। तत्पश्चात जब पाकिस्तानी व्यक्ति प्रतिघात करने के कारण उठ खड़ा हुआ तो भारतीय व्यक्ति ने कहा, लो भाई, अंडे का आधार तुम ही आपको करो। इसे संवाददाता ने बताया कि स्थिति तनाव
The fight was going to break beyond civilized limits until the Pakistani came up with a solution. He said, in our family, there is a tradition that if there is some sort of problem, then to solve it, one person hits the face of the other and then sees how long it takes for the victim to come back to his senses. In the same way, the victim reciprocates and hits the first person's face and sees how long it takes for him to surface. The Indian neighbor agreed to this. Our witnesses say that the Pakistani came out of his house wearing a shoe heavier than an iron and kicked the Indian in his face. The Indian fell to the ground reeling with pain. After 5 minutes, he got up and asked, "How long did it take?" The Pakistani said, 5 minutes. The Indian said, "Now it is my turn." The Pakistani said, "No, that won't be necessary. I respect your claim. The egg is your property. You can do what you want with it." According to latest reports, the situation is tense but under control.
I am in my body the way most people drive in their cars. I went to a palm reader, and the odd thing about the reading was that everything she told me was totally wrong. But she seemed so sure of the information that I began to feel like I'd been walking around with these false documents permanently tattooed to my hands. It was very noisy in the parlor, and members of her family kept running in and out. They were speaking a high, clicking kind of language that sounded a lot like Arabic. Books and magazines in Arabic were strewn all over the floor. It suddenly occurred to me that maybe there was a translation problem, that maybe she was reading my hand from right to left instead of left to right. Thinking of mirrors, I gave her my other hand. Then she put her hand out, and we sat there for several minutes in what I assumed was some sort of participatory ritual. Finally, I realized that her hand was out because she was waiting for money. You know, you look a lot like a car. From a distance, say from a few blocks away, you look exactly like a car. You look like a car from a distance. I'm in my body the way most people drive in their cars.